the one who have engaged us, excite us, and empower us. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome the girl diamond, Kim Quinn. Thank you, 谢谢. Thank you, 请坐. Thank you so much. Transforming lives around the world. What an incredible mission. What an incredible calling. I love nature. And today, yesterday, last couple of days we spent together. And today, especially with the panels, with all the speakers, what it looks like to me, if I were to describe what I see, is I see trees. I see a forest. These speakers represent oak trees, pine trees, different trees sprouting in the forest. And how do they become that tree? I watched Christine Peterson. We heard Lance and Tracy. All these incredible speakers, the panel speakers, from people that are brand new in this industry, like Lisa Behrens, to Tracy Smith, who spent 36 years. All that. How did they become who they are? It all started with that seed. And that's what I talk about here. It's an incredible topic, I believe, for such a special occasion here in Malaysia. For this is the grand opening of a new beginning, of the impact that you can make in this region. And that topic is the seed. Each and every single one of us are the seed. And sometimes, unbeknownst to our logical mind, all that is, and all that's meant to be, and all that will be, it's already in the seed. Question is, are you willing to do the work? Like all the people that came before you, that shared in front of you, are you willing to do the work to bring out the blueprints, to bring out the DNA that's meant to be in that seed? So that seed, all of us, are the expression of the collective. So how do we come out to do this? And I think it's so pertinent to talk about that because that's truly how the calling came about. So it started with that calling. And what does it really mean, calling? And so I actually was thinking about how do I go about explaining this thing called calling? How could I become, at age 14, mom and dad brought us to America. At that time, I didn't even speak a word of English. I didn't come from a family with money, nor did I come from a family with a connection. And yet, how did I was so blessed to have tasted the different things about life, to have traveled to different parts of the world, and I met different people. How? And it was that calling. And I want to talk about that because different people experience the calling differently. And to kind of sum it up, I believe people get in touch with their calling, maybe 3 major categories. Some people, when they're born, they just remember their calling. Like Beethoven, all these incredible artists, pianists, they just knew that is in them. They just have a sense of remembering of that calling who they are. They just play out all this beautiful, for the pianist or for the artist. They will go paint all these incredible paintings. And the pianist play a beautiful hand of piano. So those are people that remember. And some people, as they live their life, they stumble upon their calling. In this industry, I kind of stumbled, quote unquote, onto this journey. And the third category calling, to some, they kind of heard that calling. A calling, this call for them. And that's what how this whole thing got started. It was something that was talking to me. The video that you saw, I was hiking on my land. And that calling came and says, you know, Kim, you've been very blessed in this industry. You have gifts and giftings that the universe has gifted me. It's time to come back out to work. So I heard that calling. And if I were to summarize my journey, the blessing that I've had, how did that happen for a little 14-year-old girl from Hong Kong coming to America? Started with nothing, and to manifest and travel the world, and truly to really travel different crevices of the world. How did all that happen? And here I'm going to share with you. When the calling comes, when you're brave enough, and when you are in a quiet space in your life, in your mind, in your heart, when you hear the calling, and when you're authentic enough to answer that calling, the invisible blueprint is already there. It's like what's in the seed, all that is, and all that ever will be, is already there. So the invisible blueprint is there when you're willing to answer. Then we're going to go on a journey. What does that mean, going on a journey? To go on a journey is to assemble the team, to execute, to manifest, to build that blueprint that's quote unquote invisible, but it's meant for you. When you're ready to answer that calling, that blueprint is there. All we have to do to go on this journey is to when you're brave enough to go on this journey, you are putting a team together. And I really want to, as I reflect on the last little over 2 years ago, so start all this. How did this whole thing came about? Some of you heard the story of how 40 people will walk away from their businesses and from their income to do this. Gary had said yes to something he didn't even know what it was. And how all that is, seemingly the universe had put it all together. When you're ready to say yes, it's like vibes, like energy standing out there, signals instead broadcasting out there. That Vivi somehow heard the signal and called Patrick and said, I want to be a part of this. That's on the feel side. But think about this. Our scientific advisory board, I wanted to put together, I think what we have an incredible scientific advisory board in America. And I said, if we're going to build this region, I would love to have a scientific advisory board for this region. And I still remember in the hotel lobby and the door that walked in Dr. Saskia. I learned about her background. The light in my eye lit up. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gotta be one of our SAP in this region. Then I told Daniel about it. Then in Hong Kong, I thought to myself, I need to have an SAP that speaks Chinese. And that really has the knowledge, and more importantly, the heart to serve. I was in Hong Kong. After my talk, backstage, there showed up Dr. Roy. Like he shared last night in Chinese. He saw the light coming out of my eyes. Thank you for recognizing that. Not the people who saw it. You talk about when you meet a leader, you meet a prospect, your eye lit up. Well, my eye lit up for Dr. Roy. I'm like, he said, I came back to meet you. I said, no. You need to meet Dr. Dan. You need to meet Daniel. The reason I bring that up is that invisible blueprint is already there. Are you willing to do the work? Because if you are, you're brave enough to do that work, the universe will conspire with you, will bring you the right people. You think about that. From there, we now have two beautiful scientific advisory board for Asia, for APAC. They are not on salary. They came here to serve. A Harvard doctor, incredible female scientist, born in Indonesia, but now work in Japan. What are the odds? That invisible blueprint. When you're brave enough to walk that journey, it's there. As much as each and every single one of you are assembling that team, like what Christine Peterson talked about. She's a game hunter, right? Is that what it's called? Big game hunter. Miss Christine Peterson, I'm with you. I'm a big game hunter. What would you do if you knew without a shadow of doubt that you will not fail? What would you do? All this last 2.5 years, you have no idea. Corporate, the field, our leadership, the kind of work that we pour into this. And I know without a shadow of doubt that we will be the biggest company in this industry. The absolute biggest in the world. And each and every single one of you get to be a part of it. So our journey is about assembling that team. Have that attitude, have that mindset to be a big game hunter. And the universe will send you incredibly beautiful people. Look at what you have here. All the sharing, all the people, all of you. How is it to truly feel the beauty, the vitality, the heart-centered human beings that you were able to witness on stage and off stage? How have you really witnessed that? How have you really witnessed that? Beauty. Absolute incredible beauty, beautiful human beings. So as you go on this journey of assembling your team, I want to share a very important concept about a process. Because everything, there's process. A journey, there's processes to achieve, to go to where you wanted to go. And there's progress, how you progress in this. So I'm going to share a concept with you that I think is so pertinent about the work that we do. About how do we tune in to this calling and to manifest that into reality. And it's a concept that was actually developed in 1948 by the father of, he's widely known as the father of information theory. He published a groundbreaking paper back in the 1940s. It's the theory about communications. And so in his theory, the main point of that is about signal and noise. Signal and noise. Now since that publishing the paper, now that concept has been widely used in different industry, in different area. So what does that mean? Signal and noises. Signals, the calling, your calling in life, the DNA in that seed is broadcasting signal out there to you. In this broadcast, in this wide array of landscape, there are also noises. So what are noises? Noises are distractions from the signal. So as you pursue your journey, anything you do in life, there are noises every single day. There are broadcasts. At the same time, signals trying to reach to you. And this is really perhaps a human task. At the same time, there are noises that are out there. Those of us that are entrepreneurs at Building 3, as you go there, Dr. Roy talked about the misunderstanding, the people that don't get you, people that reject you. What are those? Those are noises. But what do? You're going to focus your attention on the signal to draw that in. Think about what are the possibilities of a school teacher like Miss Christine Peterson to become a worldwide icon in what she did for over 40 years. Someone like me, and many of us externals. Because we spend our time wisely on the signal. As you go on this journey, there are many. The minute you leave this door, there are noises. So this is my gift, my sharing to you. As you go on your life, to bring out the blueprint, to see the blueprint, focus on the signal and not the noises. When all this stuff comes, people talk about eagles and ducks. You know what ducks do all day long? Ducks will hang around the pond and all they do is quack, 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 all day long. What do you suppose eagles do? Eagles fly and soar high in the sky. That's what we need to focus on. Signals. And in this journey, I'd like to share 3 of a very essential elements. And these 3 essential elements that you need to do when you go on this journey. Number 1, you gotta have health and vitality. And that's where Dr. Dan developed all this incredible product. 8.2, 8.3 billion people around the world. So to go on this journey, the essential elements to this incredible resources, number 1, health and vitality. Number 2, Holly talked about it. You need to have mental clarity. You gotta know what you want. Number 3, to go on this journey, we gotta have currency. And I'm gonna talk about currency. Most people think of currency as only money. To me, there is something far more important, currency. I'm going to talk about those 3 types of currency. But before we talk about currency, it really came to when I was flying here to Malaysia. Sometimes I fly high, and maybe I'm closer to the veil. I don't know. When I'm high in the sky, on the airplane, I get downloads. And that download was, I said, currency. If you think about, we're all frequencies. There's frequencies everywhere. So I said, frequency, money, wealth, have certain frequency. So I said, currency, there's current going on in this world, electric current. So you gotta have the right frequency to match the currency. To me, there are 3 types of currencies. Number 1, and we all have them. Number 1, it's time. We all have 24 hours a day. How we spend that currency dictates part of it, what you get out of life. Dictates part of it, how you're gonna manifest, how you nurture that seed and bring out its DNA. And bring out what's meant to be. So how we spend our time. That's currency number 1. Currency number 2 is energy. We're all energy beings. When you see some people, they're full of vitality, they're like very positive energy. You saw some of the people over here. When you see them, you just feel light. When you see them, you just feel they have this qi. 我们中国人有什么？气，有气，对不对？气 energy. There are certain things in life that feed you. That's good energy. There are certain things in life that kind of sucks your energy. So what do? You want to feed yourself. This is the energy. How you spend, it's like a battery. If you got certain battery level, You want to reserve that for what? We're going to feed your energy. I'm going to feed my energy to the good things. Would you not agree with me? If you have certain battery to operate, would you want to feed into the right signal? Would you want to conserve your energy to the right signal? Or you want to use your energy to noises? Signal. So energy. Do things that feed you. If things are sucking your energy, get away from it. Recharge. Regenerate. So second currency. Every day, how you spend your energy. That's your currency. These are schools in I went to university. All the schools I went to, no school, no class, no course ever talk about these stuff. Maybe if you live in Sedona long enough, we talk about some of this stuff. What do you think the third currency is? The third currency is our thoughts. These are unspoken things, and yet they're real. What do I mean by that? There are many things in this world that we cannot see by our naked eyes. But just because we can't see it, doesn't mean they don't exist. So the thoughts, that's your signal to the universe. The things that you think about every single day, that's what you're broadcasting to the universe. So if you want to be successful, you're going to have good thoughts to feed that. Because the signal's both ways. Your calling's calling out to you, but what are you sending out to the universe? Because you want to attract that. The thought that I was sending out to the universe, we need to have good quality people. Scientific advisory board. When I sent that thought out, I was greeted right at the door. She thought she met me. She didn't know that I was so glad to meet her. Universe will conspire with you. Backstage, Dr. Roy came to meet me. I'm like, no, Dr. Roy, I've been looking for you for 2 years. Universe is conspiring with you. Thoughts, what are you sending out? You always send out thoughts of abundance. You go from a space of abundance rather than lack. I believe our educational system, society, television programming have programmed us from a level of survival, of lack. Stop that. Broadcast abundance. Abundance is all within us. Just surround yourself with that, for which you think you will attract. What are the odds? 40-some more years ago, went to America. Mom and dad had no money in their pocket, but maybe $2,000. No job in sight, 4 girls to feed. How were we going to live in America? For the first year, we were sleeping on the floor. Coming over here, I found some old photo, and I digitized it a couple of years ago. That me and my 3 sisters, we were sleeping on the floor, on a blanket, because we didn't have money to buy mattresses. Think about from that to the blessing that I was able to experience in life. Currency. Unspoken. These are a lot more valuable than the paper dollar. Perhaps that's in your pocket. These are a lot more valuable than the digital dollar you have. The other day I talked about going from winning to meaning. This is my calling. I have won a little success. And our business model is of success to serve. You become successful when you're willing to serve others. I couldn't think of any other business that offers that. Where can you go that you become successful when you serve others? Where do you go that you could grow personally, professionally, internally, and you get to build wealth? Think about that. You know, Principal last night has shared a very profound truth. In that it's interesting, a lot of times, oftentimes people say, oh, I don't need to make money. This is only about contribution, about doing work, love. It's all that. But I love what Principal, how he called it out, is that contribution, love, and money, they are all one. They are all one. There's such truth in that. So, this is not about what you want to be. To me, what 3 is all about. And that's why many of us, we're middle-aged. And I don't like to look at middle-aged, because when I look at my mom back in those days, middle-aged was very, like mom and, my grandma would wear those like polyester, like in the 60s they wear polyester, black color. They don't wear color, they wear black color. They wear like really, like when you're in your 60s, you're not supposed to wear bling bling. You're not supposed to wear color. Well, that's why I chose, what can I wear for this such a special occasion? And I found the most blinky jacket. At age 60 to wear it. Because we are disrupting whatever paradigm, whatever old patterns that were taught us, that no longer worked. We're disrupting that. We're waking up to it. So this is not about wanting to be. This is about embodying which you are. This journey is about embodying that which you are, which what we're meant to live. Hubby, age 72. Principal, 62. Christine, 82. And many of us, whatever age we are, collectively, why are we here? I believe there's an underlying desire beyond that success, beyond that money, beyond that All of us has an inner desire to connect, to be seen, and more importantly, to go out there and make an impact. That's what 3 is. And I hope that through this grand launch event, besides incredible science, incredible product, that you would discover the most precious product, the most precious person on this planet, and that's you. You just discover that seed of who you truly are. For I believe that when we give up dreaming big, when we begin to dream small, when we begin to shrink our dreams to match our reality, you know what that's called? That's called spiritual self-betrayal. Think about that. How many of you have ever been betrayed in your life, been lied to? Most of us, one way or the other or another. But when you give up your dream, when you think too small, you know what we're doing? We're betraying ourselves. Here at 3, it's not only a proactive wellness company, it is an incredible platform. An incredible platform to nurture that seed and to bring that seed, to bring the true you of who you are. I'm really grateful and honored to have been called to do this work because it brings me incredible joy. It was interesting. You know, it's really interesting to watch how human being thinks. It goes to show if someone have done their life work. A relative had asked my husband recently, he says, is Kim okay? Is she okay with money? Why is she working so hard? Why is she coming back out to work? Are you guys doing okay? Are you okay with money? I'm a lot more okay. I'm grateful to have been chosen to do this work. And I'm grateful to have someone that has such a broad shoulder and a broad vision to take this on. With him and each and every single one of you to be here. You have no idea how humble it is for me. How it humbles me as a human being to watch these incredible human beings to join us. You have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. Yes, there are times I'm really intense. When I want to get things done, I'm intense. But you have no idea, with that intensity, how grateful I am. The universe has done us beautiful people. Each and every single one of you, the 6 stars and beyond. You have no idea. There are so many nights I was praying for the safety and sending my gratitude to all my peers and all my friends. Prayers for them to be with me on this journey. I know there are times to Samson and to Patrick, to Harris, and Chloe, there are times they seem very tough. There are times. And to Gary, Holly, it's like, oh my God, Kim's asking how many cycles I am at. Because I see so much more in you guys. I see so much. I know what you're capable of. I know the universe will not give us something that we cannot handle. We got this. This is life work. This is life university. What you're witnessing, I believe, is a historical change in humanity, in the business world. Yes, it's business. And yes, it is life. It's about becoming what you're meant to be. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. With that, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for being here. And together,